Hi, this is Florian. In this video I would like to show you how you can use the FISH intensity signal to automatically detect transcription sites in FISH-QUANT. We'll work on the outline that we defined before. So we open again the outline defining module by clicking on Define Outlines. Now this outline already has a DAPI image associated to it, so FISH-QUANT asks us if we want to load this image. We click on Yes. We have the familiar outline designer where we have two outlines of cells with the nucleus and the already outlined transcription sites. We can now manually define those, or as I show you in this tutorial, how to automatically detect those transcription sites. The number of controls that allow us to really get a good detection. All of this is controlled down here in this panel, where we can select which image we use for the auto detection. We work with the FISH image. In another tutorial we'll show you how to use an additional image that contains an independent label of the transcription site. It could be like I. We can then define the minimum intensity a transcription site has to have in order to be detected. We can define an additional intensity threshold based on the DAPI image. It's an intensity value that this detected site must have in the DAPI image. And we can also restrict the detection to the nucleus in case we have the nucleus already defined for those cells. In addition, there are a few other options which are set by default, which you can change in the options menu when you go to transcription site detection. The two relevant ones now are down here. Auto detect maximum number of transcription sites per cell. Basically, FISH-QUANT detects the maximum number of sites it detects per cell. It takes the 4 brightest ones. And you can also define how many transcription sites are going to be detected in the cells as a maximum value, which is set to 100. So if there are more than 100 cells that are transcription sites that are detected, it likely means that your detection threshold was too low, so FISH-QUANT will not continue. For illustration purposes, I'm just going to set this value up to a higher value, so instead of using 4, I set 20. So let's start with the easiest option. We just set an intensity threshold for those sites. How can we get a good feeling what this threshold could be? We can just look at the FISH image alone. So down here we can disable that we see the DAPI stem, so the second image, and also that we don't show the outlines. We can then navigate in the image with those 3 controls here. So we have a zoom, where we can zoom in. We have a pan, where you can move this image around. And we have the cursor. If you click this, the cursor will turn into a cross, and you can now click on different locations in the image and get the intensity. So we can now click on some of those spots that are nascent, mature transcripts, get the intensity. So we have around 400 here, 400. This one has 550, around 500. So probably a good choice to really differentiate between mature transcripts and the much brighter transcription sites. It's going to be a value of around 600. So if we put 600 here, we can then also zoom out. We activate the outlines and the second image, set the value of 600 here, and we see that those 2 sites are found again. If we take a lower value, let's say of 400, we'll find that many more sites are found. Those sites are still restricted to the nucleus because we have this option here. If we deactivate this, you will see that also sites outside of the nucleus are found. So how can we use now only the DAPI signal to restrict the detection to the nucleus? We simply have to set a minimum intensity the DAPI signal should have in order for the transcription site to be considered. so we can inspect the DAPI signal again by itself. We can do that as before by going on cursor. We can click on different parts of the DAPI signal, so we see the dimmer regions are around 2000, 1800. Outside it's much dimmer, around 300, 700. So you see here the image, the lower value. The upper value is in the fish image, so 400, 700, 2000. So a good value is probably going to be around 1500. We show again the fish images and the outlines. We now auto detect, and we see indeed that the detection was concentrated on the nucleus, even if we don't use this only nucleus option. Now, in order to really only get the transcription sites, we set the intensity value that we had before to 600. We find those two sites. So to sum this up, the three options that really allow you to get the transcription site detection to work: to set a good threshold for the intensity of the fish signal. If available, consider the intensity of the DAPI signal, or if you already defined it, you can simply use the only nucleus option, that the detection is restricted to the nucleus. And then you can also limit the number of sites that are detected for each of the cells. You can then also save those settings from FISH-QUANT outline, save settings for transcription site detection, saves a simple text file summarizing those settings. This could then be loaded in the batch module, and you can perform an automated detection of the transcription sites in all of the outlines that you already defined.